Well, here we are, another beautiful fall day and another camping trip. So we're just headed out with the canoe now for some peace and quiet this weekend. What a glorious day. You can't see too much of it, but the colors are changing. So on the drive in, it was really nice to be able to see some fall colors. It's just a start of the early fall season, first day of fall. It's basically today. So here we are out celebrating the change of the seasons, the fall equinox. Well, and dead ahead is home sweet home for the weekend. Well, I'm super excited to talk about my sleep system tonight. Let's go check it out. All right, check this out. I wanted to use this. Hello. I wanted to do this the last camping trip, but there just was not the place to do it at Fitzroy. So I picked up this Grand Trunk hammock. It's just the thin green hammock here. I got that from Cabela's Bass Pro Shops. So what we've got going on here is that I had from years ago an underquilt. So you can use the hammock camping during the flank seasons, even winter. So here's a Grand Trunk hammock. It's great. It's like ripstop nylon or something, very sturdy. And I had some straps at home. So these are pretty cool. You can adjust the length on them. They just go around the tree like so you don't hurt the tree. And there's these little straps that kind of open up all along the way. So you can kind of get it to your perfect tension. And then the underquilt goes, under the Grand Trunk hammock, and it just sort of clips on to your carabiner up here. And what I've gotten here is I've got my Ecotech sort of mattress for extra insulation and just squishy comfort, although the hammock is super comfortable by itself. And then I've got my 0 degree bag with goose down, and then I also have sort of an extension on the thermal capacity of my sleeping bag here. It's like a little sleeve of cotton basically that I go in first, and then my blanket here, my sleeping bag, and then we've got all this. So I am going to be super warm tonight. I'm going to have a fantastic view. I've heard that the aurora borealis have been really active in certain parts of Ontario lately. I'm really hoping that being in the bag overnight, if I open my eyes, maybe I'll see something really cool. Wouldn't that be amazing? I've never caught them on film before. I've literally only seen one pillar of green, and that was at Gary's 40th birthday party. We were up super late at night, and we were out looking up at the stars, saw a green pillar, which was some part of the Northern Lights complex. So how cool is that? But never really seen anything like that out camping. So here's hoping for some aurora borealis activity. We'll find out. As for the rest of the site, got the chairs set up. This site actually has someone's made like a little camp set up here. So even though it's kind of annoying, it's kind of handy. The chairs set up, and then a tent over here as well for the rest of the family. And then the canoe and the fire pit. So it's really nice. Some people left us with some firewood. It's always a courteous thing to do when you're in the back country, is if you've been foraging around to leave some for the next group of folks. But oh man, this is so peaceful. It's a cool little tiny island right there. Brought my fishing rod. I don't know, maybe we'll start fishing around dusk and see if we catch anything. The iconic tree. Group of 7 members painted trees like that. This is not Algonquin Park. It is super quiet here. Like, I've literally seen a couple of people. So nice. You don't hear barking dogs. You don't hear other people. There's one little like forestry cabin on this lake. But nobody's there right now, so it's gonna be super quiet tonight. So here's hoping for some wildlife sightings. Royce has actually been here. It's probably his 3rd time. So he kind of is pretty relaxed. Knows the routine. Goes and explores everything and then sits down for a bit. Just got to keep an eye that he doesn't eat sticks or anything. He tends to like to do that, and then he throws them up in the night in the tent. So I'm pretty vigilant at yanking them out of his mouth if he wants to do something like that. So anyway, maybe we'll have some lunch, and then maybe, I don't know, think about exploring the lake. I think previously we've been here, we've just literally camped here and not really done anything. But maybe we've got a day, depending. This wind's a little bit strong. We'll see. If it quiets down a bit, maybe head out in the canoe a little later. Water is extremely clear and clean right here. That's what I love about Crown Lands. So I think I'll go in for a little swim later. So a lot of you guys asked whether I knew, or remember the last time I was out camping at Algonquin Park, there was an emergency, and I don't know if they ever found the person. They were going campsite to campsite trying to find people, had no idea where they were. And, you know, one thing that would have been really good was, remember I did that video on the app called What 3 Words? And so there's this app where, you know, you can hit the button in the location where you are on your cell phone, don't even need service, and it'll tell you the 3 words that are associated with this little part on the grid, your little GPS marker as to where you are. Now, if that was listed on the campsite, or someone had a phone, if they called the emergency line, they would have been able to find those people. So little things like that. So maybe run like the app if you're out camping somewhere, get those 3 words of where you are, put them in your phone or write them down, and that way if there's an emergency, you can give those 3 numbers to the emergency service nearest you. There's a lot of places that are using this What 3 Words app, so take a look if your region is using it for emergency services, and take note of where you are using the map. So I've done that for here. Take a look down here. Got some juniper berries, time to harvest those for spices. Harvest some green and sort of blackish or bluish like that. Excellent spices on meat. Just gonna make some lunch next here in the little kitchenette. Gonna be making some pumpernickel, I don't know, tuna sandwiches. Why not? Got the little spicy tunas from the store. Little clover leaf. Interesting fact, these used to be super expensive around here, like $2.50. And then now, like, I was noticing the dollar store, they're like, you know, something similar is like 99 cents. So I thought, wow, like, so go to the dollar store, start buying those. You can tell there's a different quality of fish in here or something. Anyways, I go back to the regular grocery store to pick some up, and now these ones are 99 cents. And I think, I'm told that they taste different. There's something going on, like the ingredients somewhat similar, but I think there's something in it that they're now able to sell them and compete with other retailers for a cheaper price. So anyway, I guess like the grocery stores, you know, the prices have been going up and up and up. So I don't know, maybe this something's got to give, and people are just going to the dollar store to kind of pick up tuna. So now they're like dropping the prices and the quality on these ones. I'm not really sure. So yeah, pretty interesting. I like them though. They're easy to take on a trip, but remember to pack them out. A little spicy jalapeno in there. There you go. Bon appetit. Really good. This is a pretty small little lake, nothing compared to Opiongo, but very, very beautiful. Only a handful of areas you'd want to sort of camp around here, but super quiet. That's the way I like it. A little bit more backcountry than I got at Opiongo. So I don't know. I'll take you guys' advice, do a few portages into Algonquin a little bit deeper to get the full experience. So along here is where those tornadoes hit. I think we camped here a little while before that Derico hit. Can you imagine being out here when all these trees went down? That'd be terrifying. Some people were trapped out here. They were already camping. It's a long weekend in May. So now you can see all the damage that happened out here. So this thing where I always stick my hand out if there's like a butterfly or dragonfly coming by, and guess what actually just sat on my hand while I did that? Well, that's good luck or what, but how cool. I always laugh at myself for doing that, thinking they're gonna perch on me like a bird. Gorgeous little dragonfly. Just needs a break, I guess, out here in the water, so I guess I'm it. I had to transfer him to my knee so I could actually paddle. So funny. I love being a part of nature. Don't know if you can see this, but just paddling now. We're going to aim to check out, there's a little canoe route here through some other lakes. Just saw this on my my Garmin GPS, which I always bring with me. So that's pretty cool. Check that out. All right, turns out can't get through. There's not really a creek there. I thought there was. But anyway, found this beautiful bay here. Take a look in the water. Take a look in the water. It's like ferns under there. It's amazing. So crystal clear. I saw a few fish already. Well, just went in for a swim and ooh, it was cold. Let me tell you, I was in, had a dip, shock of my life, and got right back out. Actually, it's much nicer to do it that way. Just get that energy bolt, and then you can sit and enjoy yourself in the nice warm sun. And quite frankly, the last weekend that I'll be out swimming. Can't imagine myself in the October weekends going in for a dip. But the sun's still pretty strong, so you can kind of dry off quickly, which is good. I don't like getting in the water after like 3:30. You know, sun goes down pretty quick and a breeze comes up and I don't want to catch a chill. Lifeguard Royce out there. He won't swim, but he just likes to monitor everybody from the shoreline. I want to show you something, this really old piece of glass. Got all kind of polished, well not polished, but you know what I mean, kind of dulled over time. But look at that. You stepped on that, that could be a really nasty situation in the backcountry. So try not to bring glass in the backcountry. If you break something, you got to clean it up. There's a few more pieces right there. You can see this one, just like that old glass that you can pull out of the beach or something, but this is pretty sharp and it's not good. So I'm going on a little hike now, and I totally thought I charged Royce's that hunting collar, and the GPS works, but the collar's dead, so I think I did not hook it up properly. So I'm gonna keep him on a 50-foot leash so he doesn't dart off after deer or anything like that. That would be really, really bad. So anyway, I'm just gonna go on a little hike here behind the campsite and see what we find. So this little bluff behind me right here was here back in 2021, and Royce ran up that bluff and freaked me right out because I don't know entirely if he knew how to get down. He just kept thinking, oh, I'm just gonna jump down. I'm thinking, oh no, you're not. So anyway, he's learned a lot since then. So no big scares. Yeah, there's a scary part right up there. So he was kind of running along the top line of that ridge right up there and thought, oh, I could jump down. No, you can't. Hey, Royce, memories? Memories of when you were young? I didn't know how to make the right decision. Anyway, I told him to go around it because that was one of the commands he knew. And so he was able to kind of navigate and get all the way down. There's another beautiful lake we just managed to get to through hiking. Beautiful spot. Yeah, if I had my other little boat, start paddling around in there, find another campsite in there, it'd be gorgeous. Look at this. This is a spot where we stopped. It's a great spot to have a seat. Excellent. So comfortable. Should make mattresses out of this stuff. Well, we've got bears in the area. That's not fresh though, but that's what bear poop looks like. Lots of blueberries around here, so I'm not really surprised. But that's really old, so nothing too active right now to worry about. Just back at the campsite and looking out over the water, saw a loon in winter plumage. So they get a lot of white on their head and their body, like whitey gray. So it just went under. I tried to get a shot of it, just went under the water. And as far as I can tell, a couple minutes later, it's still under the water. Unless it swam out somewhere else and popped up in another bay, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, really cool to see them it's end of September now. So yeah, certainly getting that migration mode and that winter plumage. Well, had a nice relax in the hammock there and a bit of a read. Now just on to getting the fire ready and supper going. Just an awesome day. Can't complain. So glad we got here nice and early. So can enjoy today and pretty much most of tomorrow. Thankfully it's a pretty windy day, so it's helping me get this started. Man, that went up in seconds. So for my dinner, I'm going to be having sausages again and garlic herb veggie rice. So I like this stuff. It's pretty tasty and it's also really quick to rehydrate. So you just get some water to boil, put it in there for 12 minutes and then it's done. So I'm going to have that. It's basically a cup of veggie rice to a cup of water. That's it. And the sausages are on the fire right now as we speak. Royce is moping. Got in trouble earlier for eating sticks, so he's just on a short leash looking out of the lake. He gets super mad at me, but I can't let him do that. He's just going to get sick and wake us up in the night to vomit or something like that. So anyway, too bad, so sad. You get tied up right there for a little while we have supper. Well, I know that looks like it could be kind of gross, but sausages and that veggie rice looks delicious. Let's try it. Dip it in a little mustard. Ooh, hot. It's extremely hot, but extremely good. Let's try the veggie rice. Add a little bit of tomato sauce to it. So good. Even more nutritious than just plain old rice. So it's nice to have a warm meal before heading into the hammock zone. Fishing tonight with my trusty sidekick. It's gorgeous out tonight. Super calm, super quiet. I'm just going to try the shoreline for a little bit. About an hour before it gets even a little too dark for me, but man, it sure is peaceful out here. Tell you, couldn't have done this 2 years ago with the dog moving all over the place, but now he's actually sitting in front of the boat, not tipping me around or anything like that. It's taken at least a couple of years of training to get him used to this. He'll be 4 in February. The first time in the boat he was about, I don't know, 4 months old. So yeah, it's a great time. He likes being in the boat now. You know, I can have him in the boat for up to 2 hours now before he kind of gets really irritated and wants to get out. Probably he's bored, but there's lots for him to look at, you know, on the shoreline and stuff. Gets pretty excited when I get a fish. Last time I said something like, "Oh, look at this," and he came right over my shoulder in the boat just to look at it, and the boat kind of went, ugh. But no, he's pretty good. He doesn't go after the fish or anything like that, but he wants to see definitely when I catch something. Royce had stood up in the canoe and was just pointing over here in the bushes, and I heard something rustling around. I don't know what it was. Fishing's not great right now, so I'm just kind of poking around some of these bays and just sort of looking around. But I think the deer and other wildlife are kind of going to come to the shoreline to drink and stuff like that. The sunset's beautiful, and there's our moon. So tranquil. Take a look at this. I had to play around with the settings in the pro video mode of my cell phone, but this is like true color to what's going on right now. Like, this is why I do backcountry camping, to see this kind of color in the sunset. Isn't that cool? Pinky blue sky. Just gorgeous. And for the first time ever, Royce has like basically falling asleep in the boat. This is awesome. Who wouldn't want to fall asleep to a beautiful sunset like this? My gosh. Well, I'm just hanging out by the fire here. I've got my little toque on. I'm much more prepared this time. I have my fleece vest, t-shirt, jogging pants, and wool socks on. So I am ready for fall camping. Bring it on. Last weekend, I think I was in, summer camping mode, even though it was pretty cool in the morning. I brought stuff, but I'm going to be really comfortable tonight with this, especially because I'm sleeping under the stars. So I'm just going to enjoy the rest of the night by the fire, and then I'll check in with you guys as to how things are going in the hammock setup. It is a gorgeous morning out here today. Oh man, it's like not that cold and it's beautiful on the lake. Let's take a look. So I had a great sleep in the hammock from Bass Pro Shops Cabela's. It was amazing. My back normally hurts in the morning and not really much at all. So in the night I was wakened a few times by wildlife. So the first time was a barred owl, really, really close. So it's like, ah, and then it did its whole like, who cooks for you kind of song. So that was cool. The other thing I heard was coyotes. So coyotes are about 500 meters away. They're pretty close. A little pack of them or a pair of them or whatever were, had killed something and were just, yipping and barking and stuff like that. So that was really cool. More owls throughout the night. I think I heard a scrape of like an antler in the night, maybe a moose antler. And then I think I woke up to an elk bugle, but I can't be sure because I was on that verge of asleep and awake, and I woke up right now. I was for sure I heard that bugle of the elk. I think it's about 6:30 right now. So we'll see if we hear anything. Little birds are starting. They were migrating overnight. I could hear the Swainson's thrush by the campsite, so that was really cool. I'm making eggs this morning, so I had to make some water, rather filter some water. And since my last water purifier is about 15, 16 years old. I just got a new one. So it's the Kayaking Hiker Pro. And it's basically the same unit as I had before because I liked it. It worked well. It's just some of the seals started failing and then the handle broke and it started just like spewing dirty water everywhere. So didn't really trust it. And last time I had to use that with the pills because I just totally freaked out and didn't trust the water purification system. And it was a lake where, it's always prudent to treat the water. So yeah, went ahead and did that. But no, it works really fast. I really like that unit. A year ago, you guys saw I had that gravity feed bag with a little filter and a nozzle, and it just popped open. It would drain. It worked like a few times. Then those filters kept getting so clogged, even though it was really crystal clear water. So I didn't like it. So we're just going to go back to the good old faithful Kayaking Hiker Pro. So I'm going to be making some hard-boiled eggs. I want to show you a really cool trick so they peel better. So you want to take your egg and sort of the fat side. You're going to take like a spoon or something. You're going to just gently tap. Did you hear that? Dink! Basically what you're doing is you're popping the air sac within the egg so that you're able to peel it easier after when you boil them. So really cool tip. I saw that on TikTok. Nice hot coffee this morning. So the fire was like 4 stars last night. The wood that's here is actually from like this one right here. That's oak. There's a big oak tree in the forest behind us, and there's some just deadfall laying on the ground. So that was all sawn up. And let me tell you, that burned for hours and hours and hours last night. So I love night fires and breakfast fires as well. So now that we don't have a fire ban on, it's just sort of nice to have not a crazy fire, but just one that just keeps you warm, just to take the edge off in the cool mornings. Well, part of my breakfast this morning is these little PC. Basically, it's like applesauce with strawberries. I kind of love these little things. They're just quick and easy, and you can kind of like roll them up for garbage and stuff like that. I also have some cashews. Quick hit of fat and protein. Good energy. My eggs turned out perfectly. Peeling job worked well. Oops, save that little piece right there. Royce's nose is always going. Whenever we're paddling around, we're just out for another little fishing expedition here. He's always, sniffing, catching things on the breeze, and, I'm paying attention to the shore because maybe he's picked up on something I haven't. Super quiet, lots of geese this morning, ravens calling. No loons, like I saw that one loon last night in winter plumage, but really not hearing them calling, so they must be getting ready to migrate. 'Tis that time of year. The mist is just kind of coming off the lake right now around me, which is just beautiful. Just in this little bay here, hoping to catch a fish, but I'm not really sure. Blue jays in the background. Man, last night you could hear a pin drop. It is so quiet out here. You feel like you have to whisper because you don't want to, you know, add to the cacophony of noise or anything like that. But, oh man, it's just beautiful out here. Just exploring one of the other campsites here on the lake. It's an island campsite. Pretty private, small, clean. I don't eat grass. So, yeah, that's really nice. It's just one of the areas I was fishing around here. Pretty small little island, but got lots of little spaces around here. Got a little kitchen there. Thunderbox on it. Pretty shaded though. So, I mean, maybe this would be really good when the heat of the summer. I think that'd be great. This is a really beautiful shrub right here. Let's check this out. Oh, wow. Gorgeous. I wonder if that's mountain holly or something. Not really sure. I'll take a photo of this. You can identify it later. And this is neat. This is wild rose. Some wild rose hips. That's cool. You can make some nice tea there. Just relaxing back at the site here. Wind has really come up. So it's about, I don't know, 10 to 15 kilometer-hour winds with 20 kilometer-hour gusts, I think, based on what the trees are doing. So I'm just relaxing out here. And Royce went for a little swim. Well, a wade, shall we say. So he's just going to dry off right now. And just figuring out what we're going to do next. Well, just tidying up camp, having a little bit of lunch. I've got some bagels with almond butter. Basically, it's eaten most of the food. And it was delicious. So camp food is always pretty good. It's not like super gourmet, but you can see the calories that you need. Well, my time here has come to an end. It's been a beautiful visit. We packed up a little bit of garbage that we found around the campsite just before leaving, like some glass and stuff like that. So you always want to leave a place like this just even better condition than you found it so everyone can enjoy this. We've been really blessed with a wonderful fall. So every time we're out, it's lovely weather. Thank goodness. All right, well, hope you guys have a great week. Have fun and stay safe. We'll see you in the next video.